92. It's time for Shakeup on WEFM 99.9.
It's 25 minutes on to the hour of 11 a.m. You're locked on to the Queen for a Sound with 99.9, and it's time for our Shakeup's program. Today's Shakeup scripture reading we're taking from Psalm 7 verses 1 to 3. O Lord my God, in thee do I put my trust. Save me from all them that persecute me, and deliver me. It in pieces, while there is none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, and there be iniquity in my hands. That was your Shakeup scripture reading taken from Psalm 7 verses 1 to 3. You're locked on to the Queen for a Sound with a 99.9. Good morning, good morning. Remember, Shakeup's an interactive program, so the numbers to call 457-9997. The numbers to call again 457-9997. Also to be interactive on WhatsApp, you can call or text 457-9997. Today's Shakeup's host will be hosted by no other than Mr. Augustine Ferdinand.
Thank you very much, Richie. Good morning to you and morning to the listeners of WEFM. Greetings to those of you who are also joining us via Star Radio and Garifuna Radio this morning. Those of you in the diaspora in the US of A, Canada, the United Kingdom, and across the continent of Europe, or many students around the world at this time, whether you are preparing for exams, finishing up your assignment, or working on your dissertation, wherever you are, greetings, and I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. Those of you who are joining and listening also to the program on social media, on WEFM 99.9 Facebook page, and many of you who are listening throughout the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the wider Caribbean. As usual, it's an interactive program, and the number to call and get interactive with us is 457-9997. That's the number, 457-9997. You can call or send us messages on WhatsApp and also call directly via landline. Well, today is the 27th on the program that come Friday the 28th. It's going to be all rank and file members and supporters and even comrades will be rocking their red and celebrating with the most progressive political party in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I know that tomorrow and even Saturday, there are a series of activities across the different constituencies. I know, for instance, in West Kingston, there's a Red Lime and karaoke. At Edinburgh Art Court. I also know in North Leeward, there's going to be a whistle stop, more or less, on the weekend, and that will be going throughout the constituency. You also have a Red Lime at the constituency office in Chateaubelair and also at Rose Hall in the square. And then I know in Central Leeward, there's also a Red Lime at the constituency office, which will take place on Friday. And then even in East St. George, I know they're going to have a karaoke and a lime at the shop, I think is for Marcella, which will take place on Friday as well. That is the Marcella shop at Melandro Square, the Fair Hall. And I know for sure the area rep in particular for East St. George. I don't know, he might be DJing, I don't know, but for sure, I know he will participate in karaoke. For those of you who may not know, the Minister of Finance is a man of many talents, and one includes him being a disc jockey, DJ. So yeah, you have some other series of events, and of course, all that is building up to the day. Many persons are also looking forward to, which is Sunday, the 30th of this month, where all roads will lead to Rabaka because of the ULP's anniversary rally starting at 5 o'clock. And of course, you're going to hear from the different speakers, and the future address will be given by the political leader and prime minister. And of course, you have various performances that you will enjoy, including Sanchez. You have Black Adam, and you also have other local artists, Fireman and Ralo and Chanel, and the others. A lot of performances as well. So I know many persons already asking about red shorts and cap and whatever you have read, whatever you have read, whatever you have there, you can rock on Friday and even throughout the weekend. But Friday the 28th, as we celebrate 24 years in government, being elected since March 20, 2001, it's going to be a Red Friday, another day of love, another day of celebration, a day when blessings poured upon St. Vincent and the Grenadines on March 28th. And you rock your red, whether your red hat, your red cap, your red short socks, anything red. Come Friday tomorrow. So we continue the discussion as we did yesterday. 24 years in government, our achievements. Yesterday we look at some of the failings of the NDP and what the ULP government had to do in terms of corrective measures, including getting us off the blacklist. I see Bethel calling here. Good morning, comrade.
Morning.
Good morning.
Well, I posted that in the phone, and so I be rocking my red. Even nobody had the red, I be rocking my red Friday.
Yes, mother. Yes. A lot to be proud about and celebratory about.
Yeah, I rocking my red from head to foot tomorrow.
Wonderful, comrade.
All right,
man. Blessed love. Yes, that is the good comrade out of East Kingston there. She rocking, she red, and I remember last week she called and said, we need a Red Friday. So yeah, come tomorrow Friday, we're rocking our red. I see another caller calling in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Good morning, comrade. How are you?
Good morning.
Okay, cool. Greetings. Sorry I can't be there, but it is. Yeah. One issue I'd like some emphasis on is something that you may have experienced. I don't know, as a youth in primary school. When you went to primary school, which primary school you went to?
Petersville.
Okay, and I guess they didn't have half the school.
No.
Okay, but the government primary schools had half the school, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, quite a few of our students, our brothers and sisters, have been through that half the issue, and I don't know if any other islands in the Caribbean have had half the schools.
I only know of Jamaica, and Jamaica actually they still do have some schools that have half day.
Yes.
Shockingly.
Yes. Right. But in St. Vincent's case, look at where we came from to where we are now. I mean, education revolution, as we say, but I mean, people just say the word and don't really understand the depth of it and realize what is happening with regard to education, not just primary and secondary, but tertiary as well. I mean, look at how many countries around the world and how many Vincentians are always studying, in all different subjects. People never imagine that they've had that opportunity, So I just wanted to just mention that one, and I'll hang up and listen. Okay?
Comrade, it is so wide reaching that you have students studying even in Turkey.
Yes.
Because we have more students than before studying even in Taiwan. They're speaking Mandarin. So not only you get to study in a particular field, but you learn another language altogether.
Exactly. Yes. And the opportunity to travel, broadens your scope, your mind, your thoughts, and everything else.
Yep.
Even if you go to Barbados next door, you learn. You for that experience yourself. You see how people live and how things are done in another country.
Indeed,
and
my
you get
brother.
a better appreciation, of what could be done, and you get ideas that you could bring back and help, in our little country there,
Indeed.
So, we're blessed, man. I mean, look at the different subject areas that students specializing in.
Yep.
It's amazing, So, I don't know, man. The Vincentians are so fortunate. They have no clue. They have no idea what they're talking about, So we're blessed, and I just hope and pray that everything goes fine. And I'm there with you in spirit. Okay?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
God.
So yes, all roads will lead to Rabakan. It's 4 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock on Sunday. And be sharp, be on the road. I know there are many constituencies. They have their transportation organized. But the brother called in and said we are so blessed, and we should not take these things for granted. Sometimes we have this saying that, boy, government have to do this. And I will always remind you and say government don't have to do a lot of things, including the very income support that many persons are getting, including the homes that many of you receive, the low income, middle income, or no income, including the many tuition scholarships that many are receiving. The government don't have to. But I see we have a call coming in. Good morning, call. Welcome to Shakeup. Hello, good morning. We lost the caller. All right. Call back again, 457-9997. That's the number you can call on landline or WhatsApp. All right. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Morning, Damian.
Good morning, comrade.
Marva.
Yes, I recognize the voice from West Kingston. Yes, Marva, we can hear you.
You coming for me Sunday?
Well, once you want to lift, I can give you a lift out.
You remember, I come.
You good?
Yes, everything okay with you?
Yeah, man. So you're rocking your red tomorrow.
Since Monday, Mary red. I'm get on red now.
That's how we do it, comrade.
Since Monday, Mary red at home.
All right.
I'm still get on red now.
Yes.
All right.
All right, comrade. Blessed love. Yeah. Because comrades know there's much to be proud of, much to celebrate about. And that is why tomorrow we all will wear red. On the weekend, and including tomorrow, we have the different events, including the Red Limes at Rose Hall, an event Chateaubel at the constituency office. You have the karaoke at Edinburgh Hard Court. I see we have another call coming in. Good morning, call. Welcome to Shakeup. Hello, you're live. Good morning.
West Kingston.
Yeah, man. Greetings, brother.
You have to read up the place, my brother.
That's right. That's right, comrade.
We have to read up the place.
So, Johnny, let me ask you something. You singing tomorrow?
If I what?
If you singing tomorrow.
I'll be there, my brother. You have to read up the place.
I guess.
If I sing it tomorrow, you never know what can happen, my brother.
All right, man. All right, man. Yes, indeed, my brother. Indeed.
Yeah, man.
Blessed
man.
love.
Enjoy the day.
Yes, man. Blessed love.
Yeah, man.
Yes. See, comrades, you know how far we've come and the amount of work that this government is doing. Never get weary. We have projects upon projects, initiatives upon initiatives. And even with the challenges, we continue to press on. Let's take this other call. Greetings, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Greetings.
Right. As the previous caller who called about the traveling and so on, the scholarship, I I support about that because I have a son in Taiwan and he applied for a job there. And when the interviewer asked him what language you want to answer the question, he said, want to answer Taiwanese answer. So we left here, we go abroad and we learn so much overseas because if he was still here, he couldn't know what is Taiwan language, you know.
It's true.
So I'm support about the caller who call in and speak about the young guys who travel overseas to learn more about overseas and so on.
Yes.
And then I congratulate the party for the 28th anniversary.
24 years in government.
In government. I could not be there, but my spirit is there with them all the time.
Yes, man.
But take care.
Yes, man. Blessed love. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah, all roads lead to Rebecca Sunday, 4 o'clock. And as I said, tomorrow and even on the weekend, you have some other events at the different constituencies. I know for sure that Minister Peters will be singing at that karaoke tomorrow at Edinburgh Hard Court. I know that for sure. And similarly too, I know at Marcella Shop in Fair Hall, the Minister of Finance will be singing. See, we have another call coming in. Greetings, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Hey, Mr. Party.
Hey, man.
Greetings, my brother.
Morning.
You know, you never talk on the radio, man.
Turn on the radio, step in.
Okay, just now. Let me just turn on this radio. I don't know why this radio is echoing so.
That's because you have it up.
No, it's better now. Yes. You never talk on the radio, man. Because we're not angry, and we're in power, and we ain't calling in and acting as the angry people calling in. He's judged as our friends. That we losing vote. But I called him last night and asked him. I was telling my partner King, just King, look now. You checking out the difference between last night. Because you're in power, you're not fighting to say you want to do this and do that and call it private. We will accept because the government is enough and the government doing well. But what happened now? It looking like now it look like if we have a booster booster and Soboto Caesar. You know, just to our friends. No, I wonder if my partner King could see different and if he understand politics. Because what happened? No, I could tell him. The reason why Vincent is so angry with ENDP when Soboto Caesar and Emperor Jan. Because they minister and when they hear how Israel Bush and then it coming to the next election now. They're not satisfied with the last election. Vincent is not satisfied with the last election. That is why when Soboto and them there now they're getting so angry. They might not get so angry when you're there because they just listen and because what you're saying, most of the thing what you're saying is a kind of just lay back and listen. But I want to say Vincent and Labour Party people is so angry with the NDP because the last election is the result that they get. It's easy to sit back and know that you lose some votes, you know. And then some people ain't understand that it's because of the pandemic why they lose this vote. Because all the NDP is selling on membership and then come back and vote. When the NDP say that they bring them in, the Prime Minister bring them in and give them income or kind of thing and help them out. And they not really realize they're going on the table because they're happy and they just walk in and they don't care about nobody. They come and they vote over well for you and they take out some of the vote and then.
Well, I will tell you this. I will tell you this, comrade. I will tell you this, comrade. I will tell you this. The reality is a lot of people didn't go out and vote NDP though. Some of our comrades just either felt that boy Labour winning this one and stay home or for whatever reason. So it's a very important, always. And I keep saying this, we cannot take nothing for granted and leave the chance. Simply have to go out and vote.
Yeah, but then come and then go out and vote, take a big risk. And you look at like, let's remember, let's tell them to go do that. Because to go do, after this, after things, this and all them things, we are going to tell some of them to help out them islands and things. And they were calling because it was telling them the lockdown. And they could come back to vote and they were going to vote in season. So we're going to take all the things into consideration. Usually people that build up frustration. That the year is living. They tell them that they are living to advantage them. And then people don't get angry. They get very angry and they don't want to go to a vengeance side now. They don't want to make sure the piano woman who space in the middle to business. Because they don't have anything mean not to tell them to. That's instruction. So when I was there to go to one and come here and get in America, and one part was like, expect we might have to see any last time because a lot of angry people outside and they don't like how we get you last time.
All right, comrade.
So we come in heavy.
Blessed love.
Heavy. And
yes, man.
encourage the people to come out and vote because it's easy to say on election like I hear this. We really like that we have imagined the vote. It's an embarrassment to us. A very embarrassment and then we stop home and blame them overseas. We're so to the service. 100 and you so I blame them, but I blame you want to do well and you stop home. And the KDP reach up so far good. Have a good day.
All right, man. Blessed love. Yes, there's Stephen is also Motley Hall. So there's much to be proud about, much to be celebratory about. So many gains over the many years, so many wrongs that we had to right. We had to get debt forgiveness. We had to make sure we come off the blacklist. We had to make sure pay severance for those who work on the estate. We had to make sure get more children inside the secondary schools. We provide more scholarships. We build homes for persons. The forced housing project. Peter's hope was in a hard shape because this is a part in a government of love. And we continue to press on despite the many challenges. When I say challenges, I'm talking about economic crisis. I'm talking about storms. We continue to press on. And that is because of the gains that the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you are seeing, you continue to remain with Labour. What else do we have? Have another call. Good morning, call. Welcome to Shakeup. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ferdinand.
Good morning. Hey, John. Morning.
How are you?
I'm good, man.
Man, I feel good about the 24 years in government, man. Thank God for the ULC. It is one thing that I want to thank God for them. That them have done the poor people of this country that get house, me, John McGee that get house, other people that get house.
John, hold up. Wherever you are.
Airport. You know, a lot of things that when I thank God for them. You know, and with God help, I know that we're going to win the next election. It's 6 in a row.
Yes, man.
6 in a row, Mr. Ferdinand. And come, Sunday night, out there, it's ready. The car was ready in the face, like you.
Yes, man.
So I thank God for the ULC.
All right, man.
But Mr. Ferdinand,
listening.
Hello?
Listening.
Don't forget me, eh?
No, I ain't forget. The same thing we talk about at lunch.
Yeah. Tomorrow, let me salute the Unity Labour Party. Let me salute the longest serving Prime Minister, Dr. the Gantar and the Unity Labour Party. It's gonna be 6 in the field.
Yes, man.
1 big 6 in the face again.
Yes,
God
man.
bless you.
Thank
Have
you,
a
man.
wonderful day.
You too, comrade. Yes, that is John. Of course, being enthusiastic. As John said, he's a homeowner. And John is one of those persons who I know will surely wear his red tomorrow and eventually the weekend. But it's now 11 o'clock here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we'll take a short commercial break and then resume with the program.
WEFM 99.9.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we line it, with the red and white case, show me what you like it. It's cigarette from Empire. Holdings Limited, it's cigarette from Empire. Holdings Limited, with over 60 years experience. Hold the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
Yes, sir.
Our industry relies on all of us to play our part. We take pride in showcasing our beautiful island, our craft, our cuisine, and our warm Vincentian hospitality.
Each of us play a crucial role in showcasing our vibrant tourism industry. We can create spaces where visitors can unwind, connect with nature, and embrace tranquility of our beautiful surroundings.
We need everyone on board to help us create an exceptional experience for our guests.
Join us at our National Tourism Community Consultations as we shape the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
It's everyone's business, yeah. Love it, embrace it.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SVG Tire Sales and Services in Falls Avenue and in Arnisvale carries a wide selection of quality new tires to fit any car, truck, minibus, or SUV, so you can experience a comfortable and safe commute every time. We are agents for the world's most reliable brands on and off the road, including Kenda Tires, the king of the mountain, Cooper Tires, king of the road and track, Ostone, the king of the outback, and High Fly, the king of the Asian highway. We also carry new tires for light or heavy duty trucks from MRF, High Fly, and Linglong. A reliable set of new tires keep you, your passengers, and your payload always in the safe lane. So when you need quality tires with reliability at 100%, choose SVG Tire Sales and Services in Kingstown 457-1467 or in Arnisvale 456-6444. SVG Tire Sales and Services. Performance and reliability proven when the rubber meets the road.
Grab a high room and come along. Gotta be a hero, stand up strong. High room beer where you belong. When the D-Max so sleep.
Hyrule lovers, Vincentians, hear this. Are you ready to step into the Heroes Club and claim your chance to win a brand new 2025 Isuzu D-Max pickup? Here's how it works. Purchase a Hyrule, check under the crown for the letters H-E-R-O. Collect all 4 letters, place them in an envelope with the name, address, contact number, and the name of our first national hero, and enter to win. Easy to the max. Heroes celebrate. Raise your Hyrule. Feel the pride. And spell your way to victory. Be a hero. Drink Hyrule.
Like a hero through SVG Street.
Hold your own. 40 years and counting.
WEFM 99.9, home of quality programming. A source of reliable news and information. Home of legendary voices and music. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound. Visit us online at www.999wefm.com or call 457-9994. WEFM 99.9, the clean first sound.
99.9, the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. WEFM is SVG.
So yes, we are back in studio of WEFM. I'm your host, Augustine Ferdinand. Remember the number to call, 457-9994. 9997. That's 457-9997. That's the number that you can call on landline or WhatsApp to get interactive with us here on the program. As I mentioned before, come Sunday, we are going to celebrate in style out at Rabaka, starting 4 o'clock. All roads will be leading to Rabaka. Come tomorrow, I know many persons will be decked in the red because it's going to be a red day as we celebrate 24 years in government, proven leadership, excellent government, and we continue to press on with initiatives and programs for the upliftment of you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And as I said, you're going to have some limes. You're going to have a red lime at Edinburgh Hard Court. I know Comrade Bruce is going to have his activity at his constituency office. And you're going to have in North Leeward, your whistle stops and red lime at Chateaubelair, at the office in Chateaubelair, and also at the square, Rose Hall. You're going to have karaoke at Marcella Shopping Fair Hall. They're going to have different activities taking place. And all that gearing up into Sunday. And the various constituencies will be organizing the transportation. So check in with your chairman, check in with your rep. If you don't know what the transport is, check in with them, because I know you won't want to miss it. And we're talking about the different achievements over the many years, the rights, the wrongs we had to right, and despite the challenges, we kept our head above water. And therefore, it's not just the Agal International Airport, which many persons know is a success story of this government. As we see more flights are coming. You know, just yesterday, actually, I went to the airport and friends came in from Canada. And if you see people, and you have more and more coming to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines, more visitors, because we have a lot to offer. But you also have many bridges that we've built, including the Rabaka Bridge. I know in Chateaubelair, the Sharps Bridge at Spring Village there. And thanks to the government and people of Mexico, we built that bridge. Also, we made it wider and stronger. You have in North Windward and even in North Central too, other bridges, and even up to today, you see the government continuing to build more bridges and make them stronger and wider. The construction of the jet airport in Kanawan, because of that, you have Sandy Lane, employing hundreds of Vincentians in the south, and you have Mandarin in the north. And that island develop even further. And I know currently the government is actively, someone sent me some wonderful photos of the works going on at the wharf there. Beautiful thing. You have the housing revolution. Housing being a major policy of this government. With no income homes, low income homes, you have not too far from here in Cleverly. Middle income homes. We built a lot of them, not just Peters Hope and Cleverly, but even in Green Hill. And as I mentioned before, you have a candidate for the NDP right now who have a low income home in Diamond. But that's how the thing go. And we've built other homes, including those at Manning Village and elsewhere. Putting roof over people's head. Making sure that you have somewhere to stay. And we built many more, including recently at Orange Hill. And not too far from here again at Lowmans Bay. Because this is a caring government. And we believe that shelter is a right, and therefore we continue to build more homes. We have 1,000 to build this year. Had it not been for Beryl and other disasters, including the eruptions of Lassa Fair, Bucket Show, you would have had more low-income homes. But because of that, we had to prioritize building homes for persons who are adversely affected, who lost everything. But this government remains committed in building homes for people because shelter is a right. And as I always say, for anyone listening to me who is interested in getting a roof over their head, getting their own home, you have no choice but to vote for the Unity Labour Party, because the NDP will not be building house for anyone. They will not do it. And it's the same thing we've done with the distribution of lands, whether 10 cents and 15 cents per square foot. And even recently, the government simply giving persons the title, because this is a government for the poor and also the working class of this country. A proven record. And we continue to press on with these policies. And that is why we have all reason to celebrate 24 years of excellent government. And why you wear red tomorrow and enjoy the different activities and the different constituencies over the weekend. And then we all go out Rabaka starting at 4 o'clock, because there's much to celebrate about. Health and wellness revolution. You go to any polyclinic now, you get an X-ray done. Not too far from here, you go to Bokoment. Same with the one in Mespo, same with the one at Stubbs. You don't have to travel anymore to do kidney dialysis and chemotherapy. You don't have to hot up your head and first try get a room in the country. You have to do it. And then book a flight, which costs even more money. You can do it right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we decentralize more, not just with the polyclinics, but even smart hospital. In Chateaubelair, you have in Georgetown, you have in Union Island. You know, some of you don't know about the one in Union Island. Selena Cloud and Smart Hospital. And they have affordable healthcare, heavily subsidized by the government, so you don't have to pay the full cost. Whether it's medication, whether it's with the dental issues, X-rays, CT scan, tremendous progress over the years. The Annersville Sporting Facility. And we continue to make upgrades. And I know many persons enjoy the football games, persons enjoy the cricket. And I just want to say, even on that note, you know, it's so funny how things happen. The very NDP, they said that the dance can't pay for the light. And the upgrades we did there, scoreboard and the lights. They say some quote even wrong figure, say 50 million. It's around 33. What I tell you today, based on what Cricket West Indies reported, they said the economic impact to St. Vincent and the Grenadines is over 224 million US. That's what they say though. 224 million US. You're talking about over 600 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. That is what they said is the economic impact on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We dance more than pay for the light. And we enjoy football games recently. And there are more games to come at the sporting facility. A solid investment. And similarly to we continue with the works at Sir Vincent Beach Stadium. And they're doing work currently on the administrative building there. We're also going to have gym facility, the offices. And we're looking to have the lights installed this year and do work on the football field in the middle and have a warm-up track. And I know this morning, actually, as we speak, I think college is having an event out there with their track and field. These are some of the investments in sports. And I ain't talk about the tennis hard court and where you have the squash complex. And how Lotto nice up Victoria Park, made it better, far better than what it was before. And you have the one down at Cumberland, nice cricket pitch. And others include anyone at South Rivers. Continued investment in sports, and you have sporting ambassadors and those who go off on sports scholarship. Because this is a government with a vision. And that is why we celebrate 24 years of excellent government. A government of ideas, a government of vision. And even Jomo mentioned and say, you know, the political leader, the prime minister of this country has vision. He has the will to get things done. You can't take that away. He ain't lazy. Like the opposition leader, he ain't lazy. He has the drive, and what drives him is his passion and love for people. And seeing his country develop even further. Listen to Jomo.
The thing that the ULP has is that even though Dr. Gonsalves had some vision and has demonstrated it, he has a will to get things done. And the best reflections of that is the Rabaka Bridge, when everybody was saying this couldn't be done, and the Argyle International Airport. That is a man with some will and some determination and some mental capacity to do things or to see things through.
You can't doubt that at all. Will and vision. The Prime Minister, you normally say that you have to have the vision and skill and the will. You look around St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the different recreational sites that we have today, far, far better than before. You have toilet facility. You have cooking area. You have changing room area. Dark view, Waraku. Oh, your salt pan. You have down at Cumberland. You have at Wallobu. I mean, we've made significant gains and we continue to improve with these sites. The Botanic Gardens. I see recently they did some work on the spa at Belair. No longer if you wanted to urinate and think you do it in the bush or you would defecate. We nice up the place, put in proper infrastructure for you and your children to enjoy. Ideas, a plan on how we move forward as a country. You have to, you know, our gross domestic product moved from $800 million to current today $3.2 billion, you know. Like I said, I went to airport yesterday. And the friends that I picked up, they were here when? About 6 years ago? Yeah, 6 years ago. That's well before the pandemic. And when they look and see the development of they couldn't believe it. You know, and they're not into the politics thing. One say, well, she only does listen Hot 97. They saw a lot of businesses. And they are so excited. And you often get that from anyone who return home and see the development taking place in the country. And that is because of the hard work of this government, facilitating more investment and private sector growth to create more jobs than ever in this country. And that is why we have to celebrate 24 years of excellent government, good governance, and why we wear red tomorrow, and why we celebrate on Sunday, 4 o'clock out Rabaka, because we've made tremendous gains over the many years. The Agal International Airport, as I said, more flights. There are many doubters. It can't be done. Where you going to get money? Where Daniel Cummins say again? Daniel Cummins said there's no reason to build the airport. Yes, he said that. Yeah, the chairman of the NDP. Always talking nonsense.
And nobody on the other side has ever, up to today, they cannot convince us. They cannot give us one good reason why they build the airport other than for political purposes. They cannot, because they know the mainland does not have a tourism plant that can cater to international flights. They know that.
You hear him? Yeah, that is the chairman of the NDP. Yeah, Daniel Cummins. What a foolishness. Is a mainland St. we don't really have tourism product. So yeah, it makes sense to build an international airport. Yeah, that is the NDP for you. They said that no planes will come here. Then they shift and say, oh, okay, you'll get some small planes. They even went to the extent and said it will be a white elephant. Who would want to come to St. Vincent? All those foolishness. But we prove them wrong, as we always do. Just as with the Rabaka Bridge. Always proving them wrong. Just as with the education revolution. Always proving them wrong. Just as with the disadvantaged student loan. They're always on the wrong side of history. And Leacock had to say, it is a miracle what has happened out there. I tell you, remove homes, break down hills, fill up valleys, span a river. A miracle.
That the fact of NDP, we should name it after him. He's done enough. He has done enough. I don't mince my words on these things, you know. If he lost government and we want to complete that, he has done enough. I am not going to take away from him. I drive across Argyle. It is a tremendous amount of work that has happened there. It's almost approaching miracles in some instances, what we have achieved. I'm not underestimating that.
Hey, Vice President, you ain't underestimating that. It's almost like a miracle. And that is why we often say, if the Unity Labour Party government can build an international airport, not in times where you had abundance, you know. Remember, we built that international airport just a little while before the economic and financial crisis occurred. And we committed ourselves and see it to the very end, to where we are benefiting from it today, despite all the pull and tug they get from the opposition. It's a miracle, and if we can do that, what else the Unity Labour Party can do? What else we can do? Vision and skill and the will to get things done. Going back to that point again, and that is why we have to celebrate. We have to show our colors. We have to be proud as party supporters, as members, patriots of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, of what we have achieved over the many years. And we read tomorrow. We go to the activities in the different constituencies on the weekend. And we all head to Rabaka to celebrate in style, starting 4 o'clock. Because we've made tremendous gains over the many years. We take disaster management seriously. Disaster management, how we respond to disasters. There are many of you who know it, who feel it. Those of you collect income support. Those who are in shelters. When Sophie erupted, they had 20,000 persons who had to evacuate. 20,000. You have to feed them. Yeah, Patricia, good morning to you. And those of you on the live, Patricia said, Bram Blacks Friday, what is the purpose for the bread to Lucia? I know one of the things Bram Blacks is, what is the purpose of the Agal International Airport and even the current port project? But we have to evacuate 20,000 persons. Shelter them, feed them. There are many of you. Because I know sometimes time flies so fast, we forget a lot of things. At the time, St. Vincent and Grenadines was a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. And we've made tremendous advancement in foreign affairs and foreign relations. And coming out of the UN, many of you through World Food Program, UNICEF, went to Western Union with the code you receive on the phone, the message to collect whether $300, $500, or even $800. Or you don't forget. The government that cares. That happened. And we continue up to this day providing different income support to farmers, to fisher folks, and other persons affected. I remember we even had vouchers during the December 2021 period and January, where you go at the supermarket and you collect the different food supplies using the vouchers. Or you don't forget all these things that the government did and continue to do. I get information here. Let me call them out one time. Jelani from Lago Height. Okay. So Blessings HY804 will take process from Lago Heights Sunday. Okay, to Rabaka. Thank you very much, comrade. And you're going to have Wayne, of course, will carry process from Lomond's area. And you also have Hayden and Leicester will carry persons at Edinburgh, the Montrose area. All right. And now that I receive a van, some of the vans for West Kingston, I will urge those listening, if you already organize the vans, you could send them in. 4579997, or even my WhatsApp 4973413, or even to start WhatsApp 5347827. But we have much to celebrate. You have, even with garbage disposal, Kingston was once considered a garbage city, and that is why for a while we didn't have cruise ships coming to the country and the NDP. Let me take this call. Good morning, call. Welcome to Shakeup.
Mr. Ferdinand.
Good morning.
Sorry. You're a young graduate, just leaving university. When you have research to do you ever consult with AI on your computer?
AI, no. And
It's not on your computer, you just don't consult it.
You could do it, but I won't advise persons to do that. Especially if you're doing deep research. If you're an ordinary person and you may want to research something, then yeah, fine, you could do it. But if you're doing an academic research, I won't advise it.
You won't advise it?
No.
Oh, all right then. I don't really know in which way it comes out, you see. But I've been thinking about the amount of times all of us, when we are young, used to go down to the library looking for books to give us answers to things, and looking somewhere magazine giving answers to things. Apparently, you don't have to do that right now.
No, well. What AI does, it gives you a simple answer, maybe a 2-sentence to an issue. That won't qualify for a real academic research.
Oh.
Because how it works, right? Artificial intelligence will scan the internet on the relevant information you're trying to research on, and they will provide what they think is the best possible answer. But it will be very simplified.
Oh, I see.
And there will be no details.
I know the word you use, you know. It will decide. It will decide.
Yes, it
for
will
you.
decide. And there will be no details, nor will it give you other views. Just as remember, the persons behind AI, they are humans. And how they program AI, they too will have a bias.
I see.
So that is why often we have to be very,
I had a
very
slightly
careful.
different impression about it, though. Yeah. I thought it gave you detailed answers.
No.
Not to worry.
No, it's not detailed.
All right, then. Thanks for the information.
No problem. Okay. No problem. What I would, if persons want to use AI, to program something, and when I say program, I'm talking about software and coding, then fine, because it can help you greatly with that. If you're into mathematical equations, then fine, you can use ChatGPT 4.2 and do that. Or you can use DeepSeek, which is developed by a Chinese company. But for academic research, no, I won't advise it. But it's now 26 minutes to the hour of 12 o'clock, so we'll take a short commercial break and then resume with the program.
WEFM 99.9.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see me line, with the red and white case, show me what you like. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. With over 60 years experience, the best tobacco, best ingredients. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
Too often, customers are counted but not valued. like mere numbers, statistics, transactions. But at Flow, we're prioritizing you, our valued customers who have been with us through every milestone, every moment. That's why we're putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers claim up to $400 in rewards for smartphones, groceries, and more when you add mobile to your current internet plan. Because loyalty isn't a one-way street. At Flow, loyalty flows both ways.
A storm or hurricane can cause extensive damage and tremendous loss. There can be flooding, landslides, and lightning strikes. Are you protected? What about an earthquake, volcanic eruption, a tsunami, or even a bushfire? Are you protected? Century Insurance protects you, your family, your home, your business. Talk to one of our friendly agents today. Call our Kingstown office at 456-2247 or Beckway 458-3855 or contact our representative, Mr. Jason Sargent, in the Bayshore Mall in Beckway at 454-4260. Call Century Insurance. We can protect you. Century Insurance. Upstairs, the First St. Vincent Bank building in Kingstown.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack Interprime Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, get ready to celebrate 24 years of excellent labor governance with the world boss himself, Comrade Ralph, Dr. Grace Walters, and the unstoppable ULP. It's more than just a rally. It's a celebration of life, love, laughter, and the blessings upon our nation. Come give thanks and celebrate our journey as we march boldly toward a historic 6th term in government. Live on stage, Soca Monarch champion of the world, Black Adan from Grenada. What I thought was a tragedy was a blessing. The legendary voice of Sanchez.
Oh, I lift up my hands to the Father, cause he made
live with us full band from Jamaica.
You say you love me, baby. I've been away.
Plus Fireman, Hyper 4000, top local acts, dancers, DJs, and powerful words from ULP speakers. Sunday, March 30th from 4 p.m. at the Robica Recreational Park. Free transportation from all constituencies.
I am the ruler of the land.
24 years of progress, and we're just getting started. Labor is working. Always ULP for SVG.
99.9, the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. WEFM is SVG.
I am saying this, and I want you to say this with me. I will vote for a party that Comrade Ralph leads any day. I repeat, I will vote for a party that Comrade Ralph leads any day, but not Friday. Any day for Ralph, never Friday. Any day for Ralph, never, ever Friday.
I am here to say to you tonight that the NDP just represents a clear and present danger to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We must never chance the future of our children, their health and education with the New Democratic Party. The training and advancement of our public servants and our teachers, we can't chance with the NDP.
So yeah, we are back. 457-9997. That's the number to call and get interactive with us on the program, whether on landline or through WhatsApp. So as you heard on the ad, all roads lead to Robica, 4 o'clock Sunday. And as I said earlier and even yesterday, you have different events at the different constituencies, including Red Lime, at Edinburgh Hard Court tomorrow. You have red limes in North Leeward at the Square and Rose Hall and Chateaubelair constituency office. You also have a red lime at the constituency office in Central Leeward, Barley. You have Marcella Bar in Shopping Fair Hall. Quite sure you're going to see the minister and her rep, Camila Gonzalez, singing. I don't know if you might DJ it to one time. Yeah, different events. Because Labour is working and there's much to celebrate. And of course, tomorrow, the 28th of March, where we celebrate 24 years in government, we will all wear red tomorrow. So, I talk about taking disaster response seriously. And move from where you simply had one man behind of a desk on the NDP time to a whole headquarters now, with a full staff and a law to support NAMO and its operations in the event of a disaster. I passed Cannon Park here on my way to the station, and you can see there's ongoing work at the warehouse in Cannon Park because they are making it bigger to have more space and storage room. You have the different ones in Beckway, the smaller ones in Beckway, Sandy Bay. You have Belmont in Rosal area. You also have in Mespo right near to the Polyclinic or the Violatum Health Complex. And what these warehouses, what they're stocked with is equipment just in the event of a disaster, and they are also stocked about 12 to 24 hours, especially during a hurricane warning to the country. So it makes disaster response much better. And of course, we have resilience projects or disaster risk reduction projects, including the different river defenses across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not too far from here, you have down at Vermont, especially from Hope, come down to Bocoment. You have at Stony Ground area where the government did river defense and training. Even from Girls High in Tong, coming down to prep school and Bank of St. Vincent down to Heritage Square, river defense and training. And that is why, despite torrential rainfall, remember before Heritage Square used to be flooded out and muddy with a lot of mucks and debris. You don't get that as before because of the work we did there. Same thing with Bocoment. Bocoment used to flood out a lot. But despite the torrential rainfalls, even during Beryl, we didn't get that because of the work we did there. Yeah, City Fence, the first one we did was Layu. I'm talking about a government that is working, you know. And all these projects, as much as they may not seem sexy, they are very, very important because guess what? Whenever you have flood, what happens? When the place flood out, what does happen? If you have crops, they're gone. You have plants in the house, a lot of them, especially those on floor level and even furniture, they're gone. So it helps to safeguard and protect your property. And the one at Layu, if it wasn't for that, from the police station to even the church, go right down, and the homes in between, they wouldn't exist today because the water was coming closer and closer to the main road. And therefore, the government did the Layu Waterfront project. And from there, we have City Fence at San Souci. You have City Fence at Georgetown. And that is another very critical, important one because persons would know even by the playing field there, it started, the sea actually started eating away the playing field. And now you have ongoing work in Sandy Bay Because this is a government that cares. You don't hear the NDP talk about disaster management and response, you know. They ain't care about that, they ain't concerned. Because once upon a time, well, I can even tell you before 2019, the NDP was a skeptic to this thing called climate change. Skeptic. And I remember when the leader of the opposition became a convert. I could tell you when, you know. He stood up in the OECS Parliament in Antigua and he made reference to Salt Whistle Bay in Myra. That is when he became a convert. So it had to take him much closer to home in the Grenadines for him to finally accept and be converted that climate change is real. You could imagine that, leader of the opposition. But we've been experiencing it for many years in mainland St. Vincent. And we see our beaches also. They're more and more, they're being taken. But this government always has a plan. And as Jomo said, the NDP is a clear and present danger, and we should never, ever, ever, you know what never, ever mean? He ain't talking about just 2015 and 2020. Never, ever, ever chance the future to the NDP. So you have disaster management and response. And like I said, you also have them in Beckway, different smaller warehouses that we built. We reduce taxes. And I mentioned it yesterday. At one point, well, now it's tax month. And those of you who ain't filed your taxes yet, please try to do so. I know they have also an online platform, but if you're not tech savvy, go into income tax and get it sorted, because we're getting closer to the end of the month, which is Monday. But tax on income under the NDP was 40%. 40. Yeah, the NDP does talk about high taxes and under them, tax on income. So picture this. Based on your income that you have today, picture 40% of that. Huh? Picture 40% of that. That is what it was under NDP. 40% tax on your income. Now look at your income today. Picture the 40 versus the 28% and see how much money that we've given you or let you have or take. Because it is now 28%. And I can tell you this, and those of you who read Labour Party manifesto, the government, the Unity Labour Party is committed to even reducing it further. Just as we've done the reduction with the interest rate on student loan down to 4.5% from 8.5. Yeah, they talk a lot of things, you know. Under the NDP, the first 12,000 that you receive and make a year was taxable. So basically talking about if you're making 1,000 or even 1,100 now, that was taxed. Now today, if you make 2,000, you ain't getting taxed on that. Because we carried the threshold from 12,000 to 25,000 recently last year. But yet the NDP will go tax and tax and tax. But these are the facts. A government that is working, a caring government, a people's government. These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. And while we deliver the projects, talk about homes, talk about housing, talk about healthcare. Yesterday I mentioned Lives to Live and what someone said about the home care for the elderly program. During the week before, we talk about the different interventions made for those who are differently abled, both infrastructurally and making sure that they're included and put to work. And while we continue to do all these things and have proven leadership, local, regional, and even international level, we have a lazy opposition. And I remember even at our rally last year, Prime Minister Skerritt talked about the Prime Minister's leadership at a regional level. I want you to listen to this.
A true patriot, a decent gentleman, and someone who will stand by you all the time, especially in difficult times. I have, ladies and gentlemen, been following Comrade Gonzalez way back when I was in primary school, listening to his speeches back in the days, and following him up until today as the Prime Minister of this country. And Prime Minister Gonzalez has really brought pride and joy not only to you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but every single Caribbean country. I can say to you, I have been to numerous conferences and summits with Comrade Ralph, and every leader in every country, no matter how big or small, they respect Ralph Gonzalez, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
So we're going to, we're thinking about changing that. They always say, you don't change that which is good. Respect. You know what Prime Minister Skerritt Dominica say? Even leaders from large countries, international countries, they respect Prime Minister Gonzalez. Whereas in the NDP, you know, the leader of the opposition ain't even respected in the NDP, much less to be respected regionally. Greetings, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for. You know, I just joined you, so I don't know what is the main theme of your discussion, right? But I heard the growing commendations by Mr. Skerritt there.
Yes.
So I want to ask him to put in a word to Mr. Gonzalez for us, the farmers of this country, who he promised to help with the roads since 2001, and we still have not got the roads. We can't get to our farms, and this is why we have to be importing all these foods that we used to be producing in such great quantity: carrots, tomato, cabbage, and so on. So ask Mr. Skerritt, if you have connection with him, to put in a word for us.
No, but the thing is,
especially those of St. David, Parish of St. David.
All right, let me tell you this, and anyone would know this, that you simply go on Braxa page, and you can see there are a lot of feeder roads done by this government. Right in Marco constituency, there's a recent road done that it gives you a wonderful view. And even in Montreal area, access to a lot of farmlands. Even in North Windward as well, and they're continuing to do more roads in North Windward. You talk about St. David in North Windward, I know that work begun, especially those lands that from Rosal, Palmyra, Antoine area. As well, Long Line Road, that was recently too, was done. So please, don't come here with a sort of nonsense. Don't come with a sort of nonsense. As a matter of fact, even with Long Line Road, the MP for North Leeward, Honorable Carlos James, he spoke. Brent Bailey was also there. So please, don't come with that. Don't come with that. Let me take this call. Greetings, call. Welcome to Shakeup.
Ferdinand, I'm so glad that you tell him and don't come with that nonsense. That's the road march, you know. And it sounds like somebody that is going in land again. No, I wonder if you know because it's politics in the head, if you know that you will do more road than any other government.
That is a fact. The very long line road that I mentioned here, because you talk about St. David, which is not Leeward, it's 2022.
Yes.
And that road costed about $3.3 million. So please don't
I want to ask him, all them dashings and all them producers coming out from the mountain, if it's in the air that they're bringing them from, if you're in the past to speed that road and thing to bring them, you think so to see that go sit down and know agriculture, you have to do this agriculture and get and think like how this guy thinking. Then he wrote back all he know in life. That we end up planting his action to talk about roads. And he has no shame at all. I don't know why this guy keep on talking about roads, sir. Because he has no merit and what he's saying. And people don't like telling. I don't think that this guy fit ever does go anywhere past mountain because you are bigger in government and treating everybody happy. Old people like, they wonder where the meat coming from. Not like how doctor that from starvation and poverty. NDP people now, when the people couldn't live up, killing starvation, children can't go to school. Them happy now. They say telling people inside their own home. Those who comb the hay, bathe the skin and wash the clothes and do the thing with them. So that guy there is totally, I don't know why he just called. All
right, man. Okay, man.
All right, man.
Take it easy. I know he called, I mean, when you start to hit with facts after facts after facts, then persons like him attempted to call in to see how, I don't know if maybe to try and maybe derail the program, but you can't derail the program. I hit you with facts because I know some of the projects done. And the same long line road in North Leeward is about 3.6 kilometers. Let me take this other call. Greetings, caller. Welcome to Shakeup.
Yeah, my friend, we got cut off, man.
No, well, I won't tolerate foolishness from you because why you thought this false? You call that foolishness? Why you thought this false? Because you said in St. David, for example, and make it seem as if there's no road that was done by the government. And I just mentioned including long line.
Just let me tell you something. Bear with me, please. Don't cut me off.
Actually, we're coming down on time minutes, 2 minutes to midday.
I'll be very quick. I used to drive up to Palmyra in a little 600 Fiat in late 1990s, and right, and out since 2001, I can't get up there.
Wait a minute, I can't get up there. Don't let me tell you why you.
The road is no good.
Wait, let me tell you.
I can't get up by road. We can't drive up by road.
Let me tell you.
In Convent also in the Cumberland Valley, the same problem.
Let me tell you this. My family has lands in Antwine, and I does go Antwine.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What is your family's name, Mayor?
I'm a Ferdinand.
I have family. I have lands in Antwine too.
I'm a Ferdinand.
Okay, well, I'll check you out. Where's that? Who are your neighbors in Antwine?
Well, Lord of
because it might be me.
Well, the mere fact that I tell you I'm a Ferdinand and you still asking this question tells me that
but
you
what I'm saying, who you
my great grandmother is a lady. My great grandmother is a lady who they used to call Motherless, Leslie Williams.
What Williams?
Leslie Williams.
Leslie Williams.
She married into Williams.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, then. I tell you about all this something else. Yeah. But like I said, you have those road work and even Longline Road, which was completed in 2022, 3.6 kilometers of road, and there are some farmlands there as well. And there are other areas that I mentioned where you have roads that make it much easier for farmers to access the lands. But as I said, tomorrow, Red Friday, we all wear red. There's a lot to celebrate and be joyful about. It was a day of blessing on March 20th, 2001, where the Unity Labour Party rescued St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In short space of time, we came off the blacklist. We got debt forgiveness. We paid the estate workers, the severance. We went to work and have more children going to secondary school. We provided more scholarship opportunities. We built homes for people. And we continue to press on with the work of government even up to today, where we continue to deliver good governance. Transparency Index says that we are one of the most transparent governments in the region. You also have, in terms of political freedoms, it is a very free country. And the institutions of government, and you heard Prime Minister Scarrett, that whenever the Prime Minister talks, the leaders respect and listen. Whereas in NDP, man, they talk to Friday however they want. So much so that Sinclair could tell him, hey, you have no choice maybe but to make me deputy prime minister, if anything, you know. And you have man in a whole town hall telling he that time for him to go. I won't remember, you know, telling he time for him to go. So if they do have respect for him in the party, anywhere else he could get respect. And that is why we have to continue to remain with the Unity Labour Party on all roads lead to Rabaka Sunday, 4 o'clock. Thank you for listening, and do have a safe and wonderful afternoon.